Daniel, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Oh, I like your ensemble.
This is the real Battlestar Galactica right here, the captain of the Galactic Clan. Jess, how are you? I haven't seen you since the new year started.
I know. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. The rumor has that you're moving.
That's true.
Nothing.
That's
Sorry.
true. Nashville is on the horizon. Whether I'm leaving in March or summer, nobody knows.
Late night shenanigans. Late night shenanigans with this one. Crazy. Talk to me about your hatred of late night shenanigans.
It's not that because I'm going to offend somebody. It's just, I just don't like the caption. Because all the girls, all the people that I know that are on my Instagram feed that say late night shenanigans with this one, I'm just saying, if I had $1 for every time I read that on my Instagram, I would be a rich lady.
Daniel, what do you think about late night shenanigans? That's all he does. That's what he's here for.
Less is more. Got it.
So let's...
How are you?
I'm great. It's been a long, long month.
It's been a crazy year already. We have a lot of news. We have a lot to cover. You haven't been here in a while.
You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah.
So last week I was on the phone with Jezzer, and I was debating whether or not I was going to do this show because I thought
I knew it because when you started adding Daniel, I love you. Don't take offense to this.
Sorry, Daniel.
When you said that, I was like,
Jessica's not leaving. Calm your horses. But anyway,
what are you doing? No, I thought I love Daniel, but I'm just saying I was wondering because you're very vague, and so when you said we're gonna try it with 3 people, I'm like, oh, I figured you were just too busy and you have interviews to do, which is why it's
well.
hard
That's
for you
true.
No, that's what I figured. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Half. So half true. So I actually had a screening last weekend, last Tuesday.
Okay.
And I went, and I completely fucked up. So I confused 2 movies on the same week for each other.
Oh.
So I went to the wrong place for the screening. And they were like, you're here 2 days early. I was like, what? Then I looked at the other screening. I was like, oh, fuck. So I legitimately missed one of the screenings.
You couldn't do the junket.
Well, luckily they fit me into a Friday screening, which was fine.
Okay.
So I ended up going to the screening.
I hate when that happens.
It did happen, though. I ended up going to the screening. I made it, but it was going to impede me getting to this show. However, since I actually didn't do the screening, I could have come to the show. But since I already had it out, and I was really debating it in my head already, I decided not to come to the show. But here's the good reason why. And credit to Jezzer, because he tried everything in his little heart to convince me to come. Because I was dealing with a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Issues. I don't know. What were you doing?
I was dealing with a lot of, issues, on the relationship side of things.
Ooh, which I cannot wait to get into.
And I was just trying to figure all that stuff out. But I was not ready and prepared to, talk about it on the show.
You were in emotional distress, so you just weren't going to be focused and
not distress is the wrong word. Daniel knows what I'm talking about. Not distress might have been the wrong word, but more so I was more Daniel ate a brownie. That's why he's very unresponsive right now. Look at him.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He's present, just he's fine.
So I wasn't distressed. I was just I had a lot on my mind for that week. And then I think the day after, everything was great, and I was like, oh, all right, this is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just oh, okay, now it's just going through the motions. I mean, everything's fine.
Okay, so it's good now.
Yeah.
Well, me and Jezzer had a good show. I think you guys liked
Jezzer or
seeing
Daniel?
Jezzer. Well, both. I had Jezzer a few weeks, and then or 2 or 3 episodes, and then I had Daniel. Daniel was awesome too. That was our first time doing a show together too, and it was fun.
Ever?
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, we used to do podcasts and stuff together.
No. Our podcast, when we used to go to movies, was me, you, and Josh, and then I did the news feed, and then I did true. Gingerdale, and that was with the girls. That wasn't with him.
That's true.
So, yeah, it was a good day, though. It was cool. It was good. It was nice to just get to host with somebody else. It was cool.
Yeah.
Love
you saying
Daniel.
You didn't miss me when I wasn't here for the last 3 weeks?
Actually, it was fun. Me and Danny, it was kind of fun to, talk a little crap while you were gone.
Like what? What are you talking about?
We did the shampoo and conditioner. We went over that.
What's wrong with that?
He didn't know the story, so we had to spell it out for him. And then Larry, shout out to Lair Bear, he made the most hilarious meme about you. Yes, I'm throwing you under the bus.
It doesn't even make any sense.
It was
I saw it. It didn't make any sense.
Because you weren't there. It's an inside joke. We all get it except you, and it's hilarious.
It's not that funny.
I love that photo.
It wasn't that great.
He's the meme king. But
I didn't get it.
Okay, during that episode, I said something to the effect of, yeah, that's why you have chocolate and vanilla. And making the statement that sometimes you like this, sometimes you like that. You're not going to like it all, or whatever. And then he made that meme, about wanting chocolate and vanilla. It was just perfect. The timing, it was just great.
But shampoo and conditioner makes way more sense though.
But it was in reference to that.
At least there. Daniel just texted. Hold on, Daniel.
Let's see
Why you text me, bro? What's
I'm a
going
little
on
concerned where he is. I'm not gonna lie. There's something about it that just doesn't sit right with me. Where is he?
He said there was an accident. He's dealing with it all right now.
Okay, good. So now he's not in the accident.
I don't know. Well, Daniel, good luck. Here's the thing. Shampoo. At least I didn't buy a generic brand shampoo and conditioner. It was like a decent brand. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, what's
maybe
your
Herbal Essence like that?
Is,
hey, wait, whoa.
That's a great brand, but that's not like. If you said Aveda, I'd be like, ooh.
No, I disagree, Stephanie Storm. Shampoo separately is not a gift. Conditioner separately is not a gift. But combined into one thing, it is absolutely a gift. It is 2 in 1, and it is a time saver.
Stephanie
Shampoo
Storm,
and
thank
conditioner. You know what Stephanie Storm bought me for Christmas one year?
What?
So this girl knows me. She bought me Jurassic World and a bottle of Jack Daniels. True story.
Best gift ever. Take notes. That's a good gift.
That was. But that is a good gift. All right, so let's talk about, you wanted to talk about my relationships.
I
right?
sure do.
Okay.
Joe's hitched, y'all.
Not hitched. That's not a thing.
He's gonna be.
That's not a thing.
Okay, Joe's finally in a relationship, and we're gonna talk all about it. We're gonna make him uncomfortable, and you guys are gonna be the first to know about his juicy personal life.
I don't know about all that.
Let's start from the top. Who is she? Where is she? And is she anybody that you have referenced before in the past? The girl that you took to the football game, the other girl that you were bouncing between?
Sometimes I think in my head, how do I say certain things without making them sound extremely bad when they watch them back? Here's the worst part. So we did an Instagram live earlier, and now said girl, she watches our Instagram lives, right?
Is she gonna watch this?
And this is what fear. This is why I have fear about doing this show.
Okay.
Is because I would say probably, and then I'm gonna have to hear about all these things. So.
With that said, if you are watching, you are stunning with a capital S, truly. We're not gonna give everybody her name, but I'm just letting you guys know for, the rest of the evening. Just keep that in mind that she's just a very beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why
I don't know her.
Thank you, but
well, I don't know her personality, so I can't speak on anything else other than
Josh met her on New Year's.
Yeah.
What do you think of Joe's new girlfriend? Cool.
That was he went up an octave. That's never a good sign. Who was Johnny met her and Junior met her. Okay. Daniel knows her because I've known her for quite a long time.
Did you guys go to high school together?
No. Funny enough, when I used to work at the mall with Daniel Nagami, we didn't work in the same place, but we worked at the same mall.
Which mall?
South Bay Gallery, right here.
Where did you work?
I worked at Abercrombie & Fitch, and he worked at Suncoast.
Oh, what is it? Suncoast?
Suncoast, the videos.
Ooh.
So we all worked together, but I saw her a long time ago, and I was like, wow, she's really attractive. And I made Daniel get her number for me, and she totally did. And she was like, if he wants my number, tell him to come in here and get it myself.
That a girl. Oh, I would have said
and
the
I
same
did
thing.
it. I did it. And then really ever since then, we had been friends. This is 18 years ago, by the way. And we had been friends, ups and downs, whatever it may be. And then...
like actually friends or acquaintances that talk on
no,
Facebook
no,
and wish each other happy
we
birthday?
would always hang out at certain points, but we would do it in pockets, right? We'd always have been close. But then...
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Well, that wasn't me. Definitely not me.
Oh, my gosh.
But we hung out for a while, and then through the years, obviously, as you do with people, like you lose touch, kind of.
Sure.
We never really lost touch.
Life happens. I get it.
But I will say this: there was a situation she was going through that was pretty serious, and I will honestly admit I was not there at all. And I was even going back and reading texts about this to be like, do I remember this wrong, or was I just being a complete
insensitive?
asshole?
Where do you find text from 18 years ago?
Well, because we hadn't texted in a while, and this isn't from 18 years ago. This is from like a year ago, 2 years ago or something.
Okay.
And she had texted me something that was very personal, and she was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you. Can I meet up with you in person?" I was like, "I don't have time, so can you just call me?" And then it was like, but so
you were in a selfish place. That's okay.
Super selfish place. But not only that, she had confronted me. So here's how we all reconnected anyway. We ended up going to a football game, the 49ers playing against the Rams towards the end of the year. And this is going to sound really shitty, and I don't mean it to sound this way.
2018 year?
No, this year.
Okay.
Like just a couple weeks ago.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
girl that you were saying you were going to take to the football game.
Well, no.
Okay. Yes.
Well, no, because I was going to take another girl, and this is the truth.
That's what I mean. Okay,
I was taking another girl to that game.
Trying to keep him straight.
First of all, I was taking my dad to that game, but he like hurt his leg and he didn't want to go. Then I was like, all right, I'm gonna ask my little cousin. He's a big fan. He was already going to be there. And then I was going to be like, well, I'm going to take this other girl, the one that I went to Disneyland with.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
No, I didn't take her.
Got it.
She went to Hawaii for vacation.
And you took your current girlfriend there.
I took the girl that I'm currently dating there.
What did I say that didn't match what you said?
Did you take your current girlfriend there? I took the girl I'm dating there. So I hate titles. I'm not a big title guy.
No, we're not doing that.
We are doing that.
We're not doing that.
Why?
We're going to own the position we're in life.
Here we go. All right. So anyway,
it's the same thing.
I took her there, and it was
exclusive.
It was like, oh, you know, we're just going as friends to reconnect, and then like, I don't know, somewhere along that way, like
sparks flew.
Yeah, but then she met, and I hadn't seen a lot of my family for like years, and she met with them, and she was there, I was there, and then we went out to dinner, and then she had confronted me about that issue, which I was talking about, that I was very, and I guess I remembered it completely different, and she was like, listen, you weren't there, blah, 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 blah. Like, legitimately for like an hour.
And then you went through your text, and you were like, you're right.
For an hour, I was having to absorb this conversation, and I remember just looking and being like, listen, like, I don't know, I can't do anything now.
Did you explain, like, listen, I was in a selfish place, I wasn't even in the right state of mind to have empathy for anybody. Did you tell her that?
No, because I didn't really know what was going on. So,
nice.
Then I was just like, you know what, I was like, you know, I'm sorry. I fucked up, I'm sorry. Anyway.
Cool, you owned it.
She was like, you know what, you don't have to keep apologizing. What's done is done. The rest was history. Everything was great.
And that's what we call a touchdown.
Bringing it all back together. Cheers. But we'll see how long this lasts.
Yeah, that's what you shouldn't say on a live stream.
Well, that's probably true. This is not going away.
All right. Well, are you happy? Let's start there.
Yeah, I mean, everything's cool. Like, I'm not one to rush into things. Everybody kind of knows that.
Sure.
Well, in relationship side of things, I'm really private with a lot of that stuff. But I mean, we're on a relationship show, so I have to do this. And Jezzer was really hardcore trying to convince me. He was like, listen, you and I we're talking about this, but I feel like you should actually talk to Jessica and everybody about this live on air. And
Jezzer, my man.
You stupid idiot. I don't even want to talk. I barely want to talk about this with you, bro.
Nope. We're on Quest for Player 2. You got to open up. That's part of the gig.
Yeah, but anyway, I just, everything's going great. Everything's going well, and we're hanging out. We're having fun. We're going to Disneyland on Saturday.
Ooh.
What do you say that for?
Because I just went for Christmas, and it was so much fun. Get the Fast Pass. Oh, and the corn dogs. Disney, I think, has the best corn dogs I've
I'm
ever
taking
had.
advantage of my #show privileges, because you know we get free passes to Disneyland, right?
No, I didn't. Wow. Otherwise, I wouldn't have spent $100 on every ticket.
We get free passes. We get free passes to Disneyland, and I'm taking advantage of that.
How many do we get?
2 a year.
Oh.
Which means 4 a year, technically, because you can bring a +1.
Oh my! What?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, good to know.
Now you know. But yes, I think that's what I'm going to be doing. But it'll be fun. Daniel, what do you think, bro? Oh yeah. Cool. Daniel's a little speechless right now. He's so happy for me. Look at that guy. Come on.
Go midweek. That's when you should go.
No, I'm going
Daniel,
Saturday,
are you in there?
Unfortunately.
Blink twice if you're okay.
I don't know what's going on. He's being held hostage with his dumb little jacket on.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Get Out?
We got a super chat already. You want to read that?
Yeah, let's do it. Ooh, Larry Newbill with the 10 bill coming in. Chocolate and vanilla. My dude.
I don't get
Thank you. That is a beautiful super chat, and thank you.
Is that kind of like ham and cheese?
Jonathan got it too. Yeah. Layla. Thank you.
Ham.
See, it's all of our inside jokes. It's fun because Joe's not a part of it anymore.
And cheese?
Huh?
Joe is hilarious. I am hilarious. I do
Explosive
find myself funny.
Phoenix, I
am
beg
pretty,
to differ. Super chat.
Pretty freaking funny. Thank you so much for the super chat,
yeah.
Larry Newbill, even though I have no idea what your vanilla and chocolate chip thing means. But adding on to, we're here to talk about social media relationships. Now,
yes.
Jessica, define what a social media relationship is. Is this somebody that you slip into DMs?
In my definition,
or do you swipe right?
I've never done Tinder. I think you could swipe right. I think you slip in their DMs.
Or do you make a plenty of fish profile?
Not plenty of fish. Not plenty of fish. I think that's the same thing. I think a social media relationship.
Farmers only?
Nope, we're not doing that either. I think it's when you...
The Yarmulke Heartbreakers?
Listen.
Okay.
That's not even a thing.
I think it is. I coined it.
If you meet somebody on social media, slip into their DMs on Instagram, comment something on Facebook, or a social media dating... Or like a dating site. Yeah, like you said, like Plenty of Fish or Match.com. I think that's all considered social media dating. Even if you have a long-distance relationship and you met on that platform, I think that's still social media dating. Or at least social media was the spark of it all. I don't think there's... I think, to me, that's my definition.
Okay, we're gonna break this apart because there's a couple things I want to discuss here. Number one, the typical thing that we would talk about first in social media dating would be dating profiles, because that's the easiest thing to target. So let's talk about that first.
Okay.
Dating profiles. Tinder probably is the most popular.
Yep. I think if I was single, I would do Tinder or Bumble, because Bumble, the women get to reach out first.
Got a great Tinder story.
Great.
I'm going to talk about it right now.
Right now.
JD, one of our producers, I was at his place.
I love JD.
And we were throwing a party, and we were going to throw a little party. And I jokingly said, hey, let's all join Tinder and invite a bunch of girls that we meet on Tinder. The older brother of JD freaked out because he thought random girls were going to start showing up. We did actually do this and invite a bunch of people.
Okay.
None of them ended up coming, but it was great. It was good fun.
Great.
But Tinder is an interesting platform, mainly because I've been on a couple of Tinder dates. I can at least say none of Grant went. One went okay, but Daniel fucked up that. Thanks, you stupid idiot. He fucked up that relationship.
Come on, Daniel.
You fucking moron. And then one of them.
He's happy about it.
One of them absolutely. He is happy about him. Slap him in the back of his head. The other did not go so well, and she even lied about her first name, and I was like, "It's a red flag."
Oh, that's the girl. Yeah, you're so angry about
and
that.
And then because that's a lie. Listen. If you're already getting me to come out to Studio City...
If she's protecting herself online, though, that makes sense.
What about me?
Well, that's why when she meets you, she tells you. What if she's a teacher and she doesn't
And I
have
remember,
high
too,
school
she was like, hey, so
on?
does this warrant a second date? I was like, oh, yeah. And I never hit her back up. She's probably not watching, so that's okay. I don't even remember what her real name was.
That is true.
It wouldn't have mattered at this point anyway, because I can't even remember her fake name. But the Tinder dating is always awkward. And then there's also girls you meet on Tinder, at least from my perspective, where you want to kind of like get to know a little bit about them, but then like, hey, like, can we just stop texting and meet? And I'm like, nah, man, I just want to like, just let me get some more information on you real quick.
Oh my god, have you ever used Bumble?
No, I'm done with all that stuff.
Well, now because you're dating somebody, but I mean, in general, have you ever used?
I
any
always
other
looked
app
at
but
dating.
Tinder?
No, I've only looked at dating apps as like a game to me.
I don't know. I have a friend from high school, and she got engaged 3 months ago, and they met on Tinder. They've been together, not kidding you, like 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years, and they just got engaged. And they met literally on Tinder. They had a Tinder date, and the rest is history. So I think it's possible. And plus, listen, it's like the same thing of being at a bar, right? You're at a bar, there's a ton of people, primarily your own age, I would say, at least if you're in a younger part of town. So what's the difference if you're at a bar looking around or if you're on your phone looking around?
Well, if I'm meeting a girl at a bar, there's a problem with that, I think. I wouldn't necessarily think I'd want to meet a girl at a bar.
Right,
personally.
I'm just saying any public setting.
I mean, I feel like that's just a one-night stand ready to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you were catfished major.
Was I catfished?
Well, yeah, technically.
Well, the girl
She
looked
lied.
like... Oh, she did lie. She lied about her height, too. So, she was a lot taller than... So, I'm 6 foot even. I'm 6 foot even. I think, yeah, I'm like 6 foot. Maybe just a little above it. But she was like 5'10". 5'10", 5'11".
That, I can understand that.
Why?
Because it's very intimidating as a woman. Sometimes when you're too tall, it's actually extremely uncomfortable, and I only know
You're
that.
like 5'8".
I know, and that's I'm fine with that. But like my sister's 5'9".
Giant. I'm just
And
kidding.
she's super skinny, but she's tall. And I remember as a kid, like as a teenager, she always got really insecure because every time she wore heels and went to prom, her dates were down here. You know what I mean? And she was like towering over. And
There was another girl on our show that was extremely tall. I'm not going to say any names because then Sarah's going to get mad. But like, she was really tall, and I think that was another thing. Remember how little Dave was, and how like the discrepancy?
Yeah. Dave is but Dave's tiny.
Yeah, he's like 5'1", 5'2".
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I understand the height thing, but don't lie about it.
But because here's the thing. It's scary because if you put 5'10", men are going to go, whoa, I'm intimidated by that. Or, whoa, I don't want her to be an Amazonian woman, or whatever stereotype you plant on a tall woman. Even though I think it's awesome. You're tall. That's a good thing. But sometimes it's an insecurity because you're too tall.
The girl I'm dating is 5'9" or 5'10". She's pretty tall.
Yeah, with heels on, she's going to tower over you.
I'm 6 foot even. I'm pretty solid.
I don't know. People usually don't wear a 2-inch heel. So if she's in 4-inch stilettos, you're
Well,
screwed.
then I cut them all down 2 inches so they're solid.
File them
Just
with
make
it
sure,
before you go out.
Made sure that we got that problem taken care of. So no, I think that listen, a lie's a lie though.
You know, I do agree with that. Because here's the thing, if I was 5'10" and had a different name or was lying about my name, I guess I would only want to waste...
Then what other lies am I going to uncover?
Well, that
You're
and...
not Canadian? Just kidding.
That and it's like... I don't know. If I'm going to waste my time with somebody, I want it to be you knowing all of me. I don't want it to be like this illusion where it's like, well, yeah, I lied about my age and my height and what I do for a living and where I live. You know, I don't know.
I think the people that lie about what they do for a living is one of the most bizarre things.
What has been your experience with that? Because I haven't met a lot of people who've done that.
So I have lied about what I've done for a living only to get out of conversations.
Yeah.
So I would be at bars and I used to go to bars a lot, but I used to go and talk, to a lot of people, and they would be so enticed about what I did for a living at the time, and I would get to a point where I was like, this is such a superficial bullshit conversation, right?
Yep.
So
because that's all they were focusing on.
Yeah, and they didn't care about me necessarily; they just cared about what I did. So I remember I used to go to bars, and then I would talk to girls, and they'd be like, "Oh, so what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a quantum physicist." Or I'm a librarian, and then they would be like, a quantum. Wait, do you study? Yeah, I study all the time. Travel.
Are you a rocket scientist?
But then it's just like, okay, it's then, or they'll just be like, oh, cool. I don't want to talk. And it's like, all right, well, I don't want to talk to you either, dummy. But yeah, that's how that would go down. But I also think that with on the flip side of that, I've known people to like embellish what they do, and it's like, I'm a dental hygienist. I am a dentist. You know what I mean? It's like, are you a dentist or are you a dental hygienist?
I'm practically a doctor. Are you or are you a nurse?
I'm assistant to the regional manager. I'm assistant regional manager. Those are always like the things you come across. But I think that when you're dating or when you're meeting somebody, and this is what we've talked about time and time again, when you meet somebody for the first time, you obviously want to downplay your negatives and upplay your positives.
Of course.
But
best foot forward.
I don't think lying should be factored into that.
I agree. I was just trying to put myself in her shoes on why she would lie. Like I said, what if she was a high school teacher and she was just like, I don't want my 18-year-old kids who live by me to be swiping, so I'm just going to change my first name. But the height thing is a little... Now
sensitive?
That you say that. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Hey, here's another question, and I've seen this a little bit on Tinder.
Is she interested in that picture? I kind of feel like she's intrigued, but she's also thinking he's a douche.
In that picture, I think, if I'm reading this correctly, I don't think she's actually looking at him. She's looking at somebody beyond him.
Right.
But here's another question.
Okay.
So nowadays, I believe in equality and all these equal rights and everything that's going on. However, in certain social media, or not social media, but like Tinder or stuff, you do kind of get into this zone of like meeting trans women. And
have you ever?
No, not me.
Okay.
But some, because it's on some of the profiles. But
sure.
I can only imagine now, because some of them, I'm sure that they blend in perfectly, so you wouldn't know. How big of a deal is that?
To me?
Yeah. Or even in general. I mean, if we're just talking about heights, is that something that should be disclosed up front?
I think...
I asked everybody this question like a year ago.
This is a sensitive topic, but if I'm being honest with myself, I think it would be good to disclose only for the sake of both of you, for the sake of the person that you're meeting, and for the sake of yourself. Because if you're going to waste your time on all these people who maybe you won't be compatible with because of that, because that's true.
Ooh, look, Daniel can hide my bottle perfectly.
So I think in order to spare everybody from like their time being wasted, yeah, maybe. But also, what if you meet them and they're great, and you only met because they didn't, disclose that? So I don't know. I guess if it were me, I would want to know. I don't think it would necessarily like weird me out. I just would want to know.
I think I'd want to know.
It'd be nice to know. Like that is a big thing. It shouldn't be, but it is. And so I think I would want to know. Nothing wrong with it, but I would like to know. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, luckily I don't deal with that. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's talk about this though. So that's the Tinder. Jordan's not an astronaut. He is a country music superstar.
Yeah, he's not an astronaut.
He is a country music superstar. But I want to talk about. Tinder specifically is a lot easier because anybody can be on Tinder, and it's interesting though because you can tell people that are serious about it and people that are just whatever about it. Luckily, it's a free app mainly, so you can kind of mess around with it. I always did look at Tinder more as a game, and
because of the hookup culture and what it represented, or just because you never thought you'd find anybody on it.
I've never met a I've never met a relationship. I've never met a girl that I've went on more than 2 dates on Tinder ever.
Okay. So not that it's not possible, but for you weren't taking
But it wasn't,
seriously.
and I think it's a mindset thing because when you think about Tinder, it's just a hookup app to me.
Okay. And that, yeah, okay.
And then
That's what it's
I've
turned
never
into.
tried Bumble, but everyone was like, "Oh, you should do it because the girls have to make the first move." That's fine.
I would like Bumble. if I was single.
That's perfectly fine, but I don't. I mean, I'm just not into that. I do know a girl, and I kind of dicked her out too, but
Shocking.
yeah, I know. Now that I'm really self-reflecting, I'm not the nicest person
Joe,
in the world.
we got to be mindful, self-awareness. We got to work through all of this.
So when this girl met her now husband on like Match.com, she
Okay.
was really big into internet dating.
Mm-hmm.
With internet dating though, what are the downfalls? What are the pitfalls of it?
I will tell you exactly what the downfalls are. A very, very, very close relative of mine has been on dating apps for years, since she's been divorced, I would say. And granted, she's in rural America, Midwest, but Ohio, to be more specific.
What city in Ohio? Menor, Ohio?
No. Did you say Menor? No.
Yeah.
That is close to my dad's house, but no. And I think the downsides of that are you just don't know what you're going to get. And I guess you can say that about everybody that you meet that's random that you go on a date with, but I don't know, she's just had some funky, weird experiences, and every time...
With internet dating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know if it's the type of people that are single that are in her region that she's meeting, or if it's an internet, like the dating site in general, when you reach a certain age, because it's like, middle-aged men. But yeah, funky stories. I'm talking like, hey, can we split the bill? Or like, hey, I left my wallet. Do you mind getting this date? Or like, hey, can you pick me up a pack of smokes on your way over? Like stuff like
you
that.
know
Where
what,
it's
though?
like she's like,
Where do you
"What?"
fall into this line of subject? Because I was just having this conversation not too long ago about who pays for a date. Because nowadays, everything should be different. We talk about women equality. We talk about women rights. #MeToo. All this other bullshit.
That's fine.
All this other stuff. But when I go to dates, I feel like I'm the only one reaching for my wallet.
Listen,
what happened to equality?
Here's the rule. Here's what I do. Here's what this person does that I'm talking about. You go like this. You reach for the wallet to gauge it out.
Jessica, are you doing the slow draw like we're at a gunfight and you know I'm going to win? What is this all about?
So you go like this and you're like, oh, how much is it? Hang on, let me get my card. And they're like, they either say, oh my God, no, I'm going to take care of this. Or they're like, okay, just throw in, we'll split it, cool. The problem that I'm talking about is when she went on the date, the guy...
Made her pay for everything.
Guy or girl, really. But the guy said, hey, do you mind getting this? And it was like their first or second date, and she's like, sure.
We definitely
strange.
have a question for you, Jess. They want to know, can you talk to us about blackpeoplemeet.com? How does that one work out?
I've never been on that.
Well, come on. You get the little... Just kidding.
I've never been
You said
on
we have
that
a phone
site.
call? All right, let's
Nothing wrong with
take
it.
the
Never been
phone
on
call. Oh my God.
Hey, she's back.
Oh my God, it's Stephanie freaking Storm. Hey, so Stephanie Storm, earlier I was scrolling through Facebook today, and she wrote a post about men.
Yes.
Oh.
Tell
But
me.
Steph, hold on. I'm still your friend on Facebook. I'm pretty self-aware of my shortcomings. But let's talk. Let's chat me up about what you meant about this post.
Okay, it wasn't directed at men. It was directed at toxic masculinity. And I feel like a lot of it came from my male friends getting really upset that I called them out on their toxicness.
Their BS.
And it's things like, I will see my guy friends comment on posts about men wearing makeup. Mind you, everyone here understands men in Hollywood, politicians, things like that, they all wear makeup. And it's things like the concept of men doing something feminine, or what is technically, traditionally considered feminine, that causes them to lose their minds. And then people started bringing up the Gillette commercial, which was not at all what I was originally even commenting on. But I feel like I'm one of the people that thinks that commercial is good. I'm not one of the people that thinks, oh, you're just a razor company, stay in your lane. Because by that, then no one in Hollywood should ever consider talking about politics because it's not their lane. You need to get out. You can have, you know, a reality star as the president, things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that post kind of opened up the world of all those toxic men. They were like, nope, bye.
Drew him in.
Hey, remember that time we were in Hollywood and we met that one dude? There was this one producer guy. Sorry, sorry, Jess.
I know this has nothing to do with.
I don't know. It just brought back that memories of that dude. It's like my place is right, and it's like, bro, like you're like this. Whatever. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking about that. Yeah,
You'll
well,
rack my brain in a minute.
You don't know what I'm talking about for real? Remember that he was an old dude. We were at the like fucking the Loot Crate thing. It was like this old guy. He's like 70 or something.
I know his name. Yes, and I waited on him at my restaurant like twice.
But you know him. That was
Yes.
dude was so like Hollywood
it was skeezy.
slimy. Oh,
It was skeezy.
gross. Steph, so you're in Australia right now, right?
Yes.
Talk to me about social media relationships, because did you meet your boyfriend through said means?
No, I met him in a way that you said you would never want to meet anyone, which is probably like the most disgusting bar in the entire world.
There's nothing wrong with a good bar.
He doesn't do social media, so anytime I post photos of him, I don't have to get his permission, but I prefer to, because he's a very private person. He doesn't have Facebook, he doesn't have Instagram, anything like that. So I will make sure that the photos that I'm posting are okay with him, things like that. Like, I don't want to throw his personal life out because I love social media.
I think that's respectful, and I'm sure he appreciates it. And what do you mean that's your life is being on camera? You are not private.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, time out.
Instagram, Facebook, hashtag Facebook, like pages on Facebook.
But in my real life,
press junkets.
In my real life, how much of that is my actual real life though? I'm pretty private about like my real life.
You're very accessible though. That's the point.
I'm accessible to talk to. I wouldn't say like I'm a very, very private person.
I'll give you that.
I was dating somebody for 2 weeks. You didn't even know about it. So like, how am I not private?
I haven't seen you for 2 weeks. Jesser was my host.
That's a good point. I don't even know if I would have talked about it then. But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty private in that aspect. But in regards to this, Stephanie, he's pretty cool with you posting all your stuff on social media, though?
I mean, to an extent. Like, I also think that I'm a very cautious person when it comes to social media. Like, I've had some pretty bad experiences in life. It's also one of the reasons why, like, I didn't tell people that I worked at Disneyland, because the moment they would find out anything or they would see someone tag me in something, they would show up to Disneyland and look for me. But yeah, if I'm posting something about where I'm at, I post it after I've already left the location, things like that. But yeah, there are things that he would rather me not post, like things that are really personal between him and I, or things that are just like, I don't know, shouldn't be posted on social media. But yeah, for the most part, it's freedom. It's my freedom. It's what I do.
You know, it's funny. Now that we're talking, as I haven't really spoke to you in a while, but now that we're talking, so many waves of memories of coming back from certain situations, which I'm not going to expose here. But, like, do you remember the Oscar party? Stephanie Storm ruined my night.
Every conversation, Joe. Every conversation.
Yes, Stephanie tell the story.
Killed my night that night.
Were you a cockblock?
Okay, yes, but originally I hooked him up with the girl, and I'm pretty sure I stole her from one of the other Rangers to get to.
Hey, whoa! Let's.
Here's the truth.
All right,
here's the truth.
Let's move on from.
And behind the curtain, Joe is revealed.
Nah, I don't even remember. Like,
it's true though.
There was so much that happened that night with the person that I brought that it kind of like blurred everything out. I did help Joe get a girl, but then things went down with me and the person that I brought, and I ended up having to call Joe like in tears on Hollywood Boulevard. And I'm pretty sure people thought I was a prostitute. Like, looking back at it, if you have a girl in like heels and a short dress,
true story,
getting into her car,
getting into my BMW.
That's just Hollywood.
You got to think of the context here, and then people are like, "What is going on?"
That's a good reason to be separated from somebody you're talking to, though. That's your friends. You needed a friend.
All right, we may as well tell the story. Everyone's so confused about this. We're going to tell the story.
I'm confused. Okay. I don't know the story.
Okay, so
I feel like I should tell the story because I don't even think Joe's gonna tell the story right.
Agreed.
Go. I'll tell my part of the story, but you can tell. You know most of it though.
So I brought this guy that I was really good friends with at the time. Should have not have been friends to start out with. There was already situations happening, but he made it very clear, like, I don't want to date you. I don't want a relationship, nothing. And I was like, cool, great, got it, no problem. And he really wanted to get into YouTube. And so I had been invited to this party and was like, hey, I have an extra ticket. I can take you. I'll introduce you to some people, some of my friends, things like that. And he was like, great, cool. He got us a hotel room. And we're getting ready. We're going over this just like, again, just to verify, like, we're good no matter what happens, right? I wasn't planning on anything happening. And like halfway through the night, I think I had 2-3 drinks, something like that. I was talking to my friends. I was enjoying my time, like having a blast. I was introducing him to people. I introduced him to this girl. They're sitting there, they're talking, his hands on her leg. I'm like, yeah, it's great, awesome. So then I'm starting to talk to this person. And then things start to like escalate. And he sees me kiss this guy and flips out, like shoves me, smacks me, shoves me into the guy.
This is true.
In the face? She
and I'm
like,
no, in her back.
Yeah, I was like, is this happening? There's no way this is happening. So I'm just like, I just start screaming and I'm like, you need to get out of here. I invited you. Like, this isn't your thing, this is mine. Like, I'll meet you back at the hotel tonight. You need to go get some sleep. And he's like, whatever, gets up. He starts leaving. And so I go out and I start to talk to the guy that I was talking to because he had gone up. He's like, this is too much drama for me.
What she's not mentioning is that this said person, I'm not going to say any names, it was a Power Ranger. We were hanging around with a bunch of Power Rangers that night. And we were hanging out with a bunch of them. And then there was like this really famous enough cosplayer that was with us. And that was the girl I ended up with, I guess. But and then Josh was dancing with some old lady from HBO. That's what I do remember.
Yes.
This is a true story.
Daniel for the win. He won that night.
But yeah, that was.
That is not cool.
So what
that makes me really upset.
But what ended up happening is that I was like, I don't know, I was like 2 seats away from her when this was happening, and I saw him like shove her, and I was like, what the fuck? And then the dude like stormed out, so he left, and the Power Ranger and me were like, what the fuck? So we were seeing if she was okay. He left, and then I left with this girl, and I think you texted Josh first, and Josh is like,
yeah, because Josh was the last person I saw. I thought I had just seen him leave the building.
Yeah, and then
I'm
this
confused
guy was not answering his phone. Like, I could not get back into the room. He had the keys.
Yeah, she couldn't get back in the room because he had the keys.
It was 2 stories, so we wouldn't have even been on the same floor. But
why did he even get upset if he made it clear you guys weren't together? And you were doing him a favor by bringing him.
But you could tell though that he was into her. I could tell.
Okay, but that was the thing, because this wasn't like the first time situations like that had happened, because there was another time I had taken him to a party, and he would always tell me all the time, like, look, I don't want a relationship. I'm still getting over my ex. Things like that. And I'm like, okay, fine. But then he would like lead me on, and then would like hold my hand in public, kind of like claiming me. Or if he felt like he was starting to move on, he'd be like, no, come here, and start like trying to kiss me, things like that. And so it's just like, I don't know where we stand. Which is why when we went to that party, I was like, we need to make sure we're on the same page here. I don't want you getting upset if something happens, and I don't, like, I'm not going to get upset, bring another girl back. I really don't care what you do with your life.
Yeah, you were on the same page.
Yeah, it was. So
I don't like that, dude.
She called me, and then I picked her up, and then drove her back home. But I mean, yeah.
So technically a cock block show after hooking them up with this guy.
I was with this other girl.
I would hardly call that a cock block.
Things are going great. Things were going great. And then I get a text, hey, I need you to pick. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
Your friend was being domestically abused.
Well, that's why I left and helped her out. But hey, that's this.
It's not like she came over and was like, oh, hey,
no, she didn't. She didn't do that.
She was like,
I will say this though.
on the street corner, like,
I don't know if Steph's gonna remember this, but I mean, I like talking about these things. There's another time I helped her out in a situation too. We were at a thing called Geek Meet.
Did that hurt when he threw you under the bus just then?
Was this when I was like completely drunk?
Yes. Yes.
And I got thrown out? Yeah.
Kinda.
Okay.
But there was a dude. I'm not going to say his name because I'm not going to say his name, but there was a dude that was like aggressively trying to like hook up with her, and she was clearly drunk. And I was like, yo, Steph, like.
I do remember this. Okay.
And he kept like trying to get her to go to his car, and I was like, nope, she's not going anywhere. And
Good for
then,
you.
and
That's
then she didn't really want to go either. And I was like, you're not going anywhere. And then I remember like having to like, remember even telling the guy, I was like, yo, bro, just leave. And then he was like, well, come, you're not just going to help me. I was like, well, fuck you. I was like, I don't even know you, bro.
Help you out.
The fuck?
Take advantage of my friend.
And
No?
I actually still don't like this person to this day because of that because it was such a shitty thing to try to do to a girl.
Yeah.
And obviously,
because he knew.
Yeah, he knew that she was like inebriated, and regardless of the decision she wanted to make, that's fine. But like, she clearly didn't want to do that, and it was like, no, sorry, I'm drawing the line here, bro.
Stephanie, he must like you way more than me because he had no problem seeing me make out with a bald pirate on my 23rd birthday party.
Hey, Josh was at a party with that guy just this weekend.
That's the thing, Josh has seen me make plenty of mistakes, and he's like, I'm just going to let you live your life.
Yeah, remember, I've let her make a lot of mistakes. I've let her make a lot of mistakes.
When I disappear, that he's like, where did she go? Who kidnapped her? What happened? And then he's like, maybe I should just like not let you do that. This is also one of the reasons why I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you, sister.
I am a good guy when it comes to my friends, and I've helped them out.
Except on my birthday.
Well, it's questionable, and I thought you really liked pirates.
What do you mean, Josh? We need to bring you in here so you can tell that
You
story.
said this, Jessica. I was like, are you sure you want to do this? You went, R. You were like,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you
No,
did.
no,
You started talking like a pirate.
That's a lie.
You
That's
totally
a lie.
did.
That's a
Jess,
Joe lie.
You did.
I would have not have like been no.
R. You ready?
If I was in
like
a state of mind that I was in, no, there's no.
Okay, I do. All right, look, we got another super chat. Steph, thank you so much for calling in. Hopefully you call in next week. I love talking to you.
I'm gonna be on a cruise, so.
Well,
sorry.
yeah, it has Wi-Fi,
2
so
weeks.
there you go. We live in a
I'm
new
paying
world.
for Wi-Fi. Are you serious? It's like $30
Steph-
a day.
We'll talk to you. Oh yeah, Jordan wants to see the pirate. We actually have a picture of the pirate too. Actually, this is no bullshit. We do actually.
No.
But thank you so much for calling in, Steph. It's great seeing you. Great talking to you.
Bye, Stephanie.
We do got a super chat though from Larry. You wanna Daniel? Do you wanna announce it, or Jess? Do you wanna announce it?
Pirate for the win.
Arr.
Thanks, Larry.
Hey, can we get a meme about Jessica and a pirate? How about Pirates of the Caribbean 6 with Jessica's 24th
Larry,
birthday?
if you make a funny meme about it, I will.
Make your Facebook profile.
No. I won't do that either. I'll give you credit.
That's
I'll
close.
say that's funny.
There is a good picture. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, you want to hear a funny Jezzer story? When I
wish he looked like that, really.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. He did not look like that. He looked like Shmee from. He looked more like Shmee than anything else.
Wait, where did Josh see him? He's still lurking around the streets of Hollywood?
Yeah, this is Hollywood.
Where? 33 Taps?
Sassafras.
Of course he was. Sassafras. Did he spin the wheel? I love that place.
Jezzer also gives a super chat. He says, Joe will fight people for you too. That's a true story. I did.
No, Jezzer. Wait, what?
Jezzer was at me and Jezzer, everybody, we were at a club. And
club night.
and we were at a bar or whatever. And Jezzer, you know how Jezzer gets when he's drunk. I didn't know
he's
the
a
crazy
blast.
Jezzer when he got drunk, but he was doing this big dance circle thing. And
He's a great dancer.
he is a great dancer. But then he started like, I saw these two guys that he was like chest bumping and like arguing with. And then I was like, yo, this is bullshit. Like he's half these guys' size. So I went over there and I was like, hey, no, like leave my friend alone. Like you can't like talk to him like that. And the guys were like, listen, he's trying to fight us. I was like, no, he's not. You're trying to fight him. You're picking on him. I'm bigger. Pick on me. And he's like, no. And
Pick on someone your own size.
Pretty much. And then Migdalia and like Keith and like Josh had to pull me back. And then they were like, and then Migdalia looked at me and she goes, Jezzer's picking the fight with them. I was like, you stupid little fucking idiot. And then I went over there and apologized to the guys because I was like, this fucking little idiot is going to get me in fights.
Oh, I've done that to my mom once.
We do got another call from Blackwing. Let's go to it. Let's get to it.
I have a story like that too.
Tell it.
Hey,
Tell it.
hello, Jonathan.
Daniel, that's where you are. He went to the past.
You know what? I'm out. I'm out.
Just kidding. Tell your story. Tell your story.
Oh, so when I was in 3rd grade, I was on the bus, and this kid called me a dickhead. And so I went to the teacher, and I told the teacher, because swear words gave me anxiety at that time. And I did this whole thing. It was a whole scene. And then my mom had to come into the school, and they talked to the kid, and then they talked to me and got his side of the story, then my side of the story. And the principal told my mom, she's like, well, yeah, apparently Jess was making fun of him for like 20 minutes about him sitting with a girl. And my mom was like, what? Like, she came down to the school. She defended me. She was like, this is ridiculous. Meanwhile, I was the one that started it because I was just like making fun of this kid. And she's like, why didn't you tell me that? And I was like, I forgot. She goes, you forgot? You forgot that part of the story? Anyways, didn't forget again. What's up, Jonathan?
What's up, Wing?
Don't say it, Joe.
Of
Joe,
rats?
don't say it. Don't say it.
What's up, young Daniel? Go ahead. What do you got for us?
And he said it anyway. Anyway, about the topic of social media relationships, I don't like them. I despise them. I don't think they're necessary. It's terrible.
What about
Like,
meeting on social media?
What
and
about
then
meeting at your church meets? How are you finding a lot of success meeting chicks at your church meets?
I mean, all the girls at my church are.
Oh man, I was
cool
just
people.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. All the girls at your church are what? Daniel Diaz talks about this all the time. He does.
I walked right into that one. Anyways, but I don't have any experience with social media dating because I never used any of the social media dating apps at all. Although in the back of my mind there are moments where I feel like, should I do this or should I not? But I don't do them like at all. And besides, I wouldn't want to lie on my social media profile saying like, oh, I was this person, yada yada yada. Like to me, I'm like, why do you need to lie on your social media profile? Just be truthful about it. Just be truthful.
I agree. Just be truthful about your social media profile.
Okay, what if somebody slid into your DMs? You guys have a lot in common. Let's just say you have Instagram.
He does.
Yeah, you do. What are you talking about? Yeah, you do have Instagram. Okay, so somebody slides into your DMs, and you guys actually have a lot in common. You find each other relatively attractive. There's like some type of connection there. Would you be opposed to, like, if she was in your area or something, would you be opposed to meeting up? Or, like, if she was going to a convention that you were, would you meet up with her?
I would say no, because usually, Instagram has this thing where someone messages you, you don't know the person at all. And it says allow, and it says accept or decline. If I don't know the person, decline. Thank you, move on.
I always read them, just in case.
Really?
No, but usually
Curious?
it's usually one of those spam, like, dare I say it, porn, sexual accounts. I feel like I'm like, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Like, hey, want to meet up and hook up kind of deals?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, those.
Oh, weird.
Those happen. I've gotten a few of those too.
Are they, so they're just spam from, or is
Yeah,
it like,
it's fake accounts.
I'm waiting for you on a cam.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
like
waiting for you on a
cam.
webcam.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, those fake spam bots, they're terrible. But what if somebody actually slid into your DMs that was like pretty genuine? Would you at least inquire about meeting them?
See, that's the thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm the kind of person that likes to keep their guard up because you never know what will happen. I'm the kind of person, I like to be, real with people. And people always tell me like, I'm a nice person, but if you cross that line, you cross that line, we're done. So basically, I'm the kind of person that has morals. So if you're that general person, like, okay, I'll give you a chance. But if you cross that line, I'm taking you out of my circle, and I'm walking away.
Fair enough. What would crossing the line look like to you? What is that? Like,
lying behind my back, basically just the lying behind my back thing.
Yeah.
I can't stand that.
yeah, I don't think asking for honesty is that much of a request. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
I'm glad. No, that's good. That's a
But
good
here's another
boundary.
thing too. I feel that, and this isn't anything as a commentary, more so on what I'm observing than anything else. I feel that there's going to get to a moment though where you're gonna want to live your life outside of the bubble that you do live it in. I don't mean that in a negative way. What I mean is that I think there's a lot of things that you idealize, but you're gonna want to live life, and you're gonna want to do it, and know that you're gonna fail at some of these things because that's what the experience about it is all about. Listen, at the end of the day, I can tell a lot of these dumb stories that I have because I've lived them. Mind you, some of them are extremely stupid, but if not, what other stories would I have to tell? But not forget about the story aspect of it. You need to experience it, mainly because there's going to be portions of life that you're just going to want to live out instead of just thinking of how things are supposed to be, instead of just doing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, Joe, can I ask you a question about that though?
Yeah.
Because hearing from all your stories of experience and everything, it makes me person of myself like it makes me of like put me like okay, I don't want to do that mistake. Okay, I don't want to do that mistake. Like I'm a person that has guidelines. I like to live by the rules and just be genuine, be myself, and just live on the straight and narrow path. That's basically my point.
There's nothing wrong with living on the straight and narrow path. The only thing I would say, though, is that listen to both of our mistakes, take from them what you will, but at the same time, go ahead and feel free to make your own mistakes. Because...
Or don't be afraid of the mistakes.
Don't be afraid of the mistakes you're going to make. Because even living on the straight and narrow path sometimes isn't always going to be what's best for you. Because the fact is, you're going to want to have your life experience. And if you meet somebody that has more life experience than you in that aspect, it's not going to be meeting in the middle, more so you trying to catch up. Not saying live your life fast and crazy. I'm just saying try to do something every single day that scares you. Try to do something every single day that challenges you. Try to do something every single day that you wouldn't expect yourself doing. And who knows, maybe you might like it.
Fair enough.
Jordan gives a super chat.
And?
Jess slid into my DMs.
I think it was the opposite.
Are you remembering that right? Like the pirate situation?
I saw him on Instagram first. He was the one who had my friend mutually meet us up on a Facebook message. And from there, Jordan, right? And then from there, I went to his birthday party. But ours was kind of started, through social media for sure. But also, I just want to go back to that real quick. Also, Jordan, thanks for the super chat.
Thanks, Jordan.
Jonathan, what I'm hearing is like you have a lot of self-worth, more than I had at your age, truly.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're a perfectionist to a T. And is that fair to say, like, you're a perfectionist?
I'm not a perfectionist.
You're Randall
No?
from This Is Us.
I have no intuition. Then, okay, fair enough. Listen to Joe.
I think perfection, but in reality, I'm not. I just think I'm in my head too much. That's basically what.
I'm not saying you're perfect, because nobody's perfect. But, like, does everything you do have to be right, correct, done the right way?
Oh,
Great
yes.
grades.
Yeah. I'm like a neat freak.
Okay, so yeah, so don't. Then again, it just goes back to don't be afraid to make those mistakes. If there's something you want to do but you're afraid of it, like Joe said, and it's obviously safe, like meeting a girl or talking to somebody, you know, something like. You know what I mean?
Did you just say cocaine?
What?
Yes, he did.
Well, sometimes you get really tired, you know?
I don't do drugs.
Like I said, do something once it scares you. Might not be the worst thing in the world. But Jonathan, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Jonathan.
We hope we were able to enlighten your mind, expand the horizons, and live life a little bit. Hey, next week, Jonathan, I want you to report to me about something that you did that challenged you and whether or not you liked it.
I kind of like that. Come on,
So
Jonathan.
how old are you now?
20 will be 21 next month.
Wow, you mean 21 next month. That means you can
Nice.
literally go. Can you get buy weed legally?
Yeah.
I'm not doing drugs.
No. He
I said
doesn't.
challenge you. I said challenge. It's a challenge. It's a little bit of a
How
challenge.
about going somewhere?
Edibles. Not those crazy brownies.
How about something productive that is outside of your comfort zone?
How about just saying hi to a girl and asking for a phone number of somebody that you find attractive?
That's kind of cool. I like it.
I can give it a shot.
Hey, you don't got anything else to lose. But I would say that, yeah, give it a shot and let us know what happened next week. And then we'll call the girl live on the air. All right. Thanks, man. It's great talking to you. It's great seeing you. Young Daniel, that's where you were, huh, Young Daniel? All right.
And for the record, Jordan said yes.
She is.
Wait, what? No, scroll up. He said yes, it was me.
No, he said yes, she is. He also said, LOL, it was me.
Just want to set the record straight.
Well, he didn't super chat that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, so more back onto this topic because I think it is an interesting one. Social media relationships. Now we didn't talk about actual social media. We talked about dating sites. But let's talk about Facebook and Instagram. Do those qualify as social media relationships?
I think so. And by that you just mean meeting on there because nobody really has I mean, I guess if you have an internet relationship, is that kind of what we're
Black Wings should go to a brothel.
All right, baby steps, friend. Baby steps. I just was thinking
What's going on here?
I don't know. Okay, I'm getting myself adjusted. What do you mean? I don't find anything wrong with that. I think that's a very
here's a good
normal
question.
place at this point in with millennials and like this day and age.
Okay, let's tie this back into a situation. So obviously we all have a lot of friends on Facebook or Instagram, whatever it may be, and a lot of these people you haven't connected with in a long time.
Yeah.
Both you and I are seeing other people, or seeing people,
Yeah.
but is it weird to kind of arise to see somebody from the past and be like, oh, I'm gonna see if they want to, like, I want to reconnect or something, like, because that kind of fits into this subject.
For me, reaching out, probably. I mean, it's weird because of my situation, like boundaries. If I'm engaged, why would I reach out?
Well, obviously not. But, like, if you're engaged, man.
No, I mean, I don't think I would, unless because I don't have anybody from my past worth doing that for.
Really?
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, because I either dated him or didn't. I don't know. I just don't think I would. There's nobody that I regret not reaching out or not expressing my feelings.
But sometimes things just happen. Look at my situation. That was literally like out of the blue.
Right, but if it's out of the blue, did you contact her? Or did she contact you?
I contacted her.
But what was the driving force behind it? Did you see a picture that you liked?
Honestly, it was because, I'll be honest with you, here's the honest to God truth, is because consistently she's been one of the most reliable people to like hang out with, and that I knew that was always going to kind of be there. And that's the why I did it.
But also, she's beautiful and takes really nice photos. So I feel like that was the driving force.
No, I don't think that was it at all.
Okay.
How dare you? How dare you?
Am I wrong?
No, you're completely wrong. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay. No, I mean, okay, listen. If there's certain people that somebody pops up on Facebook, be it...
We should have Jordan and Stephanie do our show without us. It should be Jordan and the person I'm seeing doing the show, and us just doing the sideline.
So your girlfriend's name's Stephanie?
Yes. It's not my girlfriend. It's just a girl I'm dating.
That'd be hilarious. I think that,
her name Stephanie? Did you not look up her Instagram account before we went on the air?
Well, I was going to throw her on the bus, but you did.
Well, there you go.
Anyways, yeah, I guess if there was somebody, girl or guy, that I would want to reconnect with, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm just trying to pull from my own experience, and I don't ever remember reaching out to anybody.
Chesser says he meets girls from LinkedIn. He wants the
Brilliant.
professional types.
Brilliant. That's what I'm talking about, that power suit.
He wants the professional types.
Suit.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. All right, Jordan says he's in for the swaparoo.
Sign me up. Yeah, I think that'd be brilliant. I think we should have her on the show. I think Jordan should be on the show, and then I think they should host the show together. And then we just watch really uncomfortably.
Yeah, right. And we're like, oh fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
No, but I think that with social media dating, it is quite interesting because Layla wanted to talk about YouTubers dating other YouTubers, I guess, for popularity.
I have zero experience with that.
Same. Oh, here is a good question though, and I think to an extent both of us can answer this. Have you ever dated somebody, or have you ever been in a relationship with somebody that was in the public eye at all? Like in my case, the girl that Stephanie was talking about that I hooked up with or messed around with, she was a like really famous cosplayer at the time.
Lots of Stephanies today. I'm getting them a little bit jumbled, but yeah.
Stephanie Storm, but the other girl was a cosplayer, and I didn't know that because I told her up front I'm not really big into cosplay.
Not the girl you're dating.
No.
Got it.
The girl that from that award party, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I've cosplayed a little bit," and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." And I was like, "What's your name?" And then she showed me. I was like, "Oh, this is like this is your
career."
Yeah, this is a serious thing. But that didn't last very long.
I think it's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, I dated. I mean, listen, we're in LA. Everyone's trying to do different things in entertainment. I did date one person who I guess was in the public. It wasn't like the public eye, but he booked jobs for sure. I mean, and he did have a fan following from his younger years when he was in a band. So it did kind of carry over into adulthood, but yeah, I don't know. I think it didn't really add that weird factor because
it's not Yaya Han, guys. No, it is not. I did not date Yaya Han. Sorry.
I don't know. No, I was never worried about like a fan slipping into his DMs and stealing him away. It was more any problems that we had was just between us personally and us not getting along or me not liking something he did or vice versa. So that was never the issue. It was a little uncomfortable when we had seen around town people that we had been with previously, and that made it a little uncomfortable. But, I mean, that's life, and it's a small town, so what are you going to do?
We live in one of the biggest cities in the world.
It's a very small nucleus. It's very small. Trust me, it's instead of 6 degrees of separation, it's like 2.
This is why I stay out of the Hollywood area, like that public eye. That's why I live by the beach.
I'm in the valley. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, the valley's like deep into it, I feel like.
Studio City is, yeah. For sure.
I live in
Sure
Manhattan
helps.
Beach, which is completely disconnected from all this stuff.
100%. But also, that's expensive. I can't afford it.
Well, you're going to Tennessee. But
That's I'm moving.
let's talk about another aspect of this. One thing I do kind of want to touch on is in social media relationships. What are the downfalls of it? Because Blackwing was very adamant about how he doesn't want to meet people on social media. He'd rather meet them in person. Do you think that's an old-fashioned gesture, or do you think that's just the way things are going now?
I think because it's going that way now, it's considered an old gesture, but it makes sense because it's easy to lie. It's easy to catfish anybody. I mean, they made a whole show on it on MTV.
Some
Love
girl
it.
fucking lied about her name and her height was not cool.
That's what I mean, though. It makes it too easy to lie. I think that's a downside of it. I think also it kind of takes away from the initial connection face-to-face, which sometimes it's hard to see if you have chemistry over a phone or a computer screen, I think. You know, you might have a great chemistry in person, but if the person, you know, if you're typing back and forth, it may not read that way. So I think that's a downside as well. I think also seeing mutual friends and stuff, I think that could get a little messy maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Those are like my big ones that that would bother me about it. It's just too easy to fake who you are.
So do you think that it's kind of a lost art, meeting people organically?
No, I don't
because
think.
Josh just met an old lady at the pavilion.
That's what I'm saying. Pavilions, there we
Yeah.
go. No, I don't think it's a lost art. Unless everybody stays in their home and nobody leaves it, then it's not going to be a lost art. You're gonna meet people. You're gonna have mutual friends that introduce you. Like, you're gonna leave the house. So of course, I think there's organic ways to meet people. It may not be the majority in a few years, but who cares? You know? What's your take on it?
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I dated a stripper by accident?
Nope.
Well, it's story time, guys. There was a time I went out on a date with this girl. She was great, by the way. And we're still friends, believe it or not.
There's nothing wrong with that. But she called herself a dancer.
No, she did not say she was a dancer. She said she was in the music industry, actually. And when I said music industry, it means shaking your ass to... Never mind.
To music.
Coming down the aisle with symphonies. People get those dollar bills out.
She goes, music stage.
For all you guys in the front row. No, she was awesome, but she was like, oh, she told me she was in the music industry at first, and that was cool. And then she was like, listen, I got to be honest with you. When I said I was in the music industry, I want to be in the music industry, but what I really do. And to me, after that, I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, this isn't going to work. You straight up lied to me about, like...
But would you have gone on the date if she said she was?
If I would have said, hey, you know what? I'm a fucking politician. I'm not really a politician, but I aspire to be. That's a fucking different thing. It's not the same.
Okay, but... Do you know how hard it is probably for her to meet people that are okay with that?
To take off your clothes and pay for college? Yeah, I do. I don't know how hard.
Is that what she said? No, to pay for college?
No.
Did you ask her, like, why?
No, because I was like... At that point, my mind was already in, like...
I find strippers and escorts and stuff extremely interesting.
Oh, Jezzer was a stripper, though. He says he's a dancer, not a stripper. Jezzer was a stripper, and you can watch his After Dark all about it.
We already touched base on that. He told us a story, and he did dance.
He stripped.
Yeah, but whatever.
Those ladies got handsy with his calves.
I think it's a dance. I call it a dance, Jezzer. I'm confident you were a dancer. But I'm always intrigued at, like, what makes people go into that line of work, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, why does that catfish look very Asian to me? I don't understand how you picked this racially charged catfish. Anyway, go ahead.
I think you're being racist because of the mustache.
And the little beard. It does look Asian. It looks more like the Mandarin to me. Go ahead. What were you saying? So you don't...
No, I mean, did you ask her? Like, did you get into it at all? Like, what did you talk... When she said that, where did the conversation go?
Where does the conversation go?
I would have been
start fumbling with words.
Where do you work?
Things come out of my mouth that aren't supposed to come out. And then it just doesn't work out in my favor.
I would have wanted to know. Okay, cool. Where do you work? Why? What made you be a stripper? What about it? Is it
Listen to you ask that question. I'm getting offended. I'm not even a stripper.
There's nothing offensive about that. If
Hey.
she's gonna be honest, like if you're gonna date somebody, you
What
need
hard
to know
spot
why.
did you really get in life where it made you decide to take off your clothes for complete strangers? Chat me up.
I wouldn't underestimate trauma, but I'm just saying. I don't know. I
Now,
think it's
I mean,
curious.
listen. Sometimes people, they can do what they want to do.
100%.
I'm all with that.
That's what I'm saying. What's wrong with just asking
But
them?
just don't lie about it. You know what I mean?
That I get. I 100%
Like,
get
it's
it.
the same way if somebody said, if I dated somebody and they told me they were a fucking magician, like, I'd be just as creeped out.
I have a magician friend. He's awesome.
Jessica, when you use the word awesome, what are you actually saying?
I'm saying he is literally my friend.
Never bring your friend. There was a magician that used to come in here.
Well,
and he did these dumb magic tricks. And then, you know what he legitimately told Migdalia? He said to
I love magic.
He said to Migdalia, he says, she was like, well, where would I go to learn this? And he's like, well, there's a great place. We're always looking for more women to get into it. And I was like, I know the place.
Magic?
Hogwarts. And he
Magic
got really
Castle.
upset about it. He got really mad about it. And I was like, what's a fair answer?
Because he hears that every day. Listen, I love magic. Did you ever see Magic for Humans on Netflix?
You're kidding me with this shit right now?
We went to the We went to
Jason
the
Momoa?
Justin Willman show. It was awesome. I've been to the Magic Castle. Magic is awesome.
I'm going to take a penny from your fucking ear. Like, that's...
No, they do really cool things. Like
this?
things you...
Look
Listen.
at that. Look at that.
No. At one
Magic.
of the shows, there was probably 30 or 60 people around, and he literally said, name your area code or your zip code. And people would be like, oh, 44087. And he would be like, Twinsburg, Ohio.
That's not
Not
a magic trick.
Yes, it is.
He memorized area codes. That is not a magic
Even if
trick.
he did
That is
memorize
not a magic trick.
Do you know how many area codes there are in the United States of America?
Doesn't mean he couldn't memorize them. You know how many presidents there are?
Yeah. Not that many.
Yes, that's not a magic trick.
Okay, guys. Oh my god, you're so annoying.
That is not, just because you memorize area codes doesn't
How
make you a
many
magician.
Zip codes. This is amazing.
What are we talking about?
Area codes or
Okay.
zip codes?
Yeah, no, zip codes.
Not zip codes.
42,000 zip codes, and you're telling me that's not amazing?
He's good with that.
Oh
kind of
my
thing.
god, you are just a mess. I'm
That-
not even.
Wait, listen. Certain people can name all the Power Rangers. There's a lot of them too.
42,000.
But it's not the same. That's not magic.
It is magic.
This is magic. Look at that. See, my thumb is connected to my hand.
I will never stop
Oh!
loving. I will never stop loving magic.
That was magic. All right, let's talk. I think we should end
I'm
this
fired
show.
up. I'm really fired up.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to transform Daniel into a bottle of wine. Watch this. Abracadabra battle. Oh! Look at that.
I hate you.
That
I actually hate you.
was magic. Magic. That was real magic. Guys, we've exhausted ourselves in this episode tonight. It's been a lot of fun. What are we talking about next week? What are we talking about next week?
I'm just kidding. I've had a blast.
Magic?
I would love to. Don't even play with my emotions.
We should
that
talk
way.
about the people you don't want to date. Magicians, strippers,
I don't agree with the first one.
doctors, cops.
Oh, doctors, maybe they're always on call. No, let's not do that. That's not a good one. You guys, I think for the next 5 seconds or 10 seconds, you guys should hurry up and write in something that you think we should talk about next week, because I think we're kind of dry on ideas. Not dry, but I feel like I want to see what they say.
Well, they
So.
picked this topic.
No. So,
Social media relationships.
10 seconds starting now. You guys tell us a topic for next
Social
week.
media relationships started with one thing and then ended up with magicians.
I
is
know.
where we
I'm
ended.
sorry, Layla. we've tried to keep it on track. It didn't happen. But also, I love magic. So whoever else loves magic,
We got into the
holler at me.
super
Larry
chat, though.
Newbold, $2.
The great Joe Dini. That's a hell of a magic trick that I performed earlier. Mind freak.
Mind freak.
We have.
I used to think Chris Angel was so hot.
Well, what?
True story. Not anymore.
That makes a lot of sense now that I look at that pirate though. Comic Book Realtor says he wants to show about how to factor sex into a relationship.
You just do
You
it.
just do it. I was just gonna say the same thing.
That's not true. Like when you're ready.
You just do it. I was
Well,
gonna
when
say
two
something
people
really
love each
vulgar.
other. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna get into that.
Magic tricks are cool.
But
I can't say this with a straight face. Hold on, sorry. Magic tricks are cool in middle. As a grown adult, you got to do real magic to be cool. I don't know what real magic is.
Toku, that's what I'm saying. It was real magic.
Here's a good one.
Magic for Humans. Check it out. It's so good.
How to balance work and dating.
Ooh.
Time management. I
wrote
like that.
in?
Comic Realtor. I like that.
I'll bring it back.
That's my life right now.
Ooh. I also like Layla's too. Maybe another after
How
that.
your upbringing affects your dating.
Yeah, like conditioning.
That's a good Blackwing episode, I feel like.
Why?
Well, I mean, no, nothing to be no offense here, but I think that he looks at things in a very idealized kind of mindset, whether that be from upbringing or religion or whatever it may be. Or even,
I think everybody is that way though. Like any external stimuli can change the way you date as an adult.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning, if all you see is parents fighting and divorce, then you're going to have probably a more cynical view on things, and you're going to have your guard up. Or you're going to learn to fight the way your parents fought. Or, if you were super religious, you're going to look at sex and love differently, and it's just going to be different. So I think, or if you went through something even worse than that, you know what I mean? I just feel like there's a lot of influences when you're young that do dictate your adult life. And I feel like a lot of people have to struggle with kind of like rewiring and getting out of those patterns.
So time management it is.
That's right.
We'll talk about how to balance work and dating / relationships.
All right.
I feel like that's an easier topic that both of us can relate to.
I agree. Yeah. But Layla, I do like that one because I know what you're saying.
Because I do think that the time management. Listen, I've always said this, and I will always say this.
Yes, you do.
The number one thing about a successful relationship, well, number two, there's two things.
Prioritize.
Communication and time management.
Mm-hmm.
If you're good at both of those, you are solid. However, as we know as men, or even some of you women know, women are very hard at expressing their feelings, or they overexpress. So, communication is key. I'm just saying this to very specific people that could be watching.
That's like, what?
Magic tricks are awesome. I'm just kidding.
Sometimes they're good at expressing, sometimes they're not. That's like saying, like, sometimes ice cream's good, sometimes it's not. Okay.
Well, sometimes shampoo's a great gift, and sometimes shampoo and conditioner is the best gift. Sometimes time management. Hey, see, this all ties back. The whole reason I gave that gift was because of time management, which is what we're going to be talking about next week. Hey, if you're talking about time management and you want to do it 2 for 1. Yeah, you brought it in.
You did bring it around.
This is how you do it. Shampoo and conditioner. So, guys.
When are we making those shirts?
We should make the shirts. That would be great.
No, it's happening. I'm saying when.
I want to make those shirts and the Prego shirts that the Jezzo's Prego shirts.
I don't know the Prego thing.
So, there was a Power Ranger that got pregnant, and he said this exactly.
Jezzer.
Yeah, I know. We all cringe already when we know where it's going. Jezzer said, I don't think she really likes being pregnant. And I said, why is that? He's like, well, she likes working out a lot, so she's going to lose her body. Then I said, it doesn't necessarily work out that way, Jezzer. And then somebody wrote a meme, is Jezzer prefers Ragu because he's not a fan of Prego. Prego.
Who wrote that?
Daniel Diaz. It was one of the best. That should be a shirt.
Diaz for the win.
That should be a shirt.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I've
never heard that. That's really funny.
Because that I thought that was brilliant. I was like, man, this dude fucking killed the game.
That is brilliant. All right. Well, yeah, maybe both of those. And scarves are for villains.
Why is that even a thing?
It's
scarves aren't for villains, though.
Because it's funny.
Name me heroes that wear scarves. Oh, you can't? One of the doctors? Not even counting. Most villains all wear scarves. Look at Harry Potter. All right, guys. That's going to do it for us right here on Quest for Player 2. Next week, hopefully, I'll make Daniel hopefully reappear instead of a bottle of wine. But we needed the bottle of wine more.
I can't believe he didn't show up. We got stood up.
We did get. I know. We could talk about that too. Daniel stood us up.
Come on, Daniel.
Getting stood up. Has that ever happened to you?
No. I haven't been on that many dates, so.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. That's going to do it for us right here on Quest for Player 2. Jess, where can everyone find you on social media? You can find me at Jess_Heidenreich on Instagram and Twitter sometimes. It's J_Bojangles. It's Twitter sometimes that... I mean, Twitter, I go on once a year. There you go. And you can find me at that #Joe on all social media, and we will be here next week talking about balancing work and dating, and we're going to have more fun stories from us. That's right. Oh, boy. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay to date with everything trending in geek pop culture.